This is another episode of the Bearcats Blitz podcast here on the Believe Network, where we are presented by the FanDuel Sportsbook. Here, I am your co-host for this afternoon here on the Bearcats Blitz podcast. My name is Neil Meyer. We're originally of the front office news, and today I'll be joined by a very special guest for this episode of the Bearcat Blitz podcast with Cincinnati's own and very special guest, WWE Superstar Angelo Dawkins. Angelo, welcome in, man. How you doing?
Doing all right. How about yourself?
Doing good, man. So talk about how obviously it's been a busy few days for you. So just talk about what's been going on for you in the WWE world.
Oh man, we just had SmackDown in Perth, Australia, also with Crown Jewel as well. So just getting back into the old states and the time zone, the Eastern time zone.
Yeah,
Been
man. So
been
yeah,
operating off for 12 hours ahead.
yeah. Obviously, talk about your time over there in Perth. Obviously, you had a big title match on Friday night. Talk about how that went for you guys.
I mean, we fell pretty short, we didn't get the job done, but hey, that's the great thing about it. Get to do it again the next day, go back to the drawing board to see what worked, what didn't work. But nah, man, it was fun over there in Perth. The crowd was insane. They were nuts. Getting to like do a bunch of stuff, just walk around, just kick it with a couple of the boys and stuff like that, and just chill just like go see the sights, I guess, in a sense. I was looking for some sports games to go to over there, but all of them weren't even in season when I got there. I was like, oh, that sucks.
Yeah, man. So obviously, for those sitting here who will see the video aspect of this, you're wearing a big Cincinnati Bearcats hat on. Obviously, you were from Cincinnati. You attended Fairfield High School. Talk about your love and support for Cincinnati. Obviously, you were able to check out a game a few weeks ago. You're a three-sport athlete throughout your college career. Talk about the trip to Cincinnati a little bit and what it was like to experience that game for you.
Bro, man, that game was unreal. Like, obviously, I've been to a Cincinnati Bearcats game before. It was like when I was very young, but Uncle took me to it, and I believe it was like Cincinnati versus Tulane, if I'm not mistaken. And but no, I've always liked Cincinnati football and the Bearcats and stuff like that. My mom was a huge fan of the Bearcats. She loved the basketball team, obviously. She was a big fan of Kenyon Martin and all of those guys. So like I've always liked Cincinnati just because of the simple fact like they were very underrated. Nobody was giving them any like shine, and then now all of a sudden you're starting to see that light, like they're coming out and they're starting to get the notoriety and stuff like that. I always said Nipper Stadium is one of the most underrated stadiums in the nation. And I feel that way just because like I just like the downward bowl
Hmm.
like stadiums, like everybody's got their stadiums it's like all the way up and it's like above ground. Now this one's like down, like you just got to go down. You know what I'm saying? It's like a bowl, which is pretty dope. And like the game when I was there against Iowa State, that was insane. Big W, and man, no, the atmosphere was nuts, man.
Yeah, and you talk about the stadium there, Nippert Stadium, obviously being from Cincinnati. Talk about what it was like to obviously walk the team out of the locker room. I don't know if you've ever been able to do that throughout your career in the past, but obviously new facilities, everything's trending in the right direction for Cincinnati. A big environment like that. Walk us through what that moment was like walking the team out the locker room. You're hearing the bell, all the noise in the background with like the kind of like the skeleton noises in the back on the video board. Walk us through what that moment was like. Did you kind of get chills walking down those steps and in front of 40,000 on October 4th?
Well, yeah, man, it was definitely chills, man. I was not expecting that, honestly. It was super dope just because of like the simple fact, like you said, man, like not everybody gets to like walk the team out and stuff like that and be a part of the pregame ritual like such something as such as great as that right there. And it was pretty dope. Obviously, like all the players and stuff, they were pumped. They were like hitting me and stuff, like getting ready and stuff like that. They were trying to get pumped up for the game, obviously. And like, man, I was just trying to add some extra juice.
Yeah, and then speaking back on the whole weekend there for Cincinnati with you, Big 12 Conference and WWE have this very unique partnership with the WWE and the conference in itself. You're able to compete at Heritage Bank Arena back home. on Friday night prior to that game. How unique is it to kind of have this partnership with the Big 12, and what great things have you been able to see from the WWE aspect, and then Commissioner Brett Yormark for the Big 12 and the partnership they were able to put together for the WWE?
Oh man, it's super dope just because like obviously uh WWE and the Big 12 collaborating. Obviously you have athletes from the Big 12 that want to be in WWE and so forth, and obviously they can help out and be a part of the whole NIL deal as well. So like I think that's awesome in itself, and then not only that, like I'm a huge college football guy anyway, so I like going to games. And this is the second Big 12 game I've been to this year. I was a part of week 0 at Dublin, Ireland, because we had just ironically had SmackDown the day before. So it was pretty dope to see like be able to go to the games and see the atmosphere, and obviously the Big 12 atmosphere, it being a Power Five, and like everybody's just going balls to the wall and going nuts. And just like the fact that WWE can add their spin to the Big 12 and the Big 12 adds their spin to the WWE is just a great collab in itself.
Yeah, walk us through what that experience was like over there in Dublin too. Obviously, that was a good matchup, Iowa State versus Kansas State. Obviously, that's something that the conference and a lot of teams are starting to do throughout college football is take that game over the pond and play overseas. You see it in the NFL. You now see it within college football. How unique of an environment was that for people who haven't been able to experience that?
This is insane. Honestly, I was shocked by how many people from the US traveled over. But no, it was super dope. Obviously, everybody was enjoying themselves. And then like you also got to see like the people of Dublin, Ireland who were football fans go out there and have fun and just like experience that's like a little bit different of an atmosphere than what you would normally see, obviously, with like soccer or football for my out of country people. uh, but football and like other sports that they do over there, rugby and all that stuff. So it was just a different atmosphere, and everybody was just kicking it. You know what I'm saying? I obviously had Kansas State, Iowa State fans, they were going nuts. And it's just like the presentation and everything. And it being in Ireland, the weather out there was great and bad at the same time. I don't even know how that's even possible. Like for like when we first got there, it was cloudy, then it got sunny, then it started pouring rain,
Downpouring.
then it got sunny. Like it was just like going like it was, but it was dope, man. I got the like I was on the field the whole time watching the game, so it was super dope. My partner Tez, he was in a suit, so he was chilling in the tunnel when it started raining. I was like, man, bump that, dog. I'm gonna be out here in the rain. Get that. But nah, man, over there in Dublin, like, bruh, it was unreal to see like that atmosphere. Obviously, being out the country and seeing how they do things for like college football and stuff like that.
Yeah, and obviously with the partnership between the Big 12 and the WWE, have you yourself had any conversations with Commissioner Yormark being a part of the WWE? Have you had that any interaction with him yet?
Oh no, I have not. That'd be dope. I would love to have a conversation with him and stuff like that, just to like pick his brain and like you know what I'm saying, see like how he sees like things going and stuff like that, and like how he wants to improve the Big 12 and make it more notable and put more respect on it. Because like I feel like the Big 12 is kind of gotten like the least amount of respect out of all the Power Five conferences when it comes to the college football playoff. Good news is it's 12 teams, but I still feel like there's like that slight, ever since Oklahoma and Texas left, there's like that slight, like little, like, are they really the Big 12 type deal? And it's just like, it's super dope to see, like, obviously Cincinnati being at the forefront, BYU being at the forefront, like those teams, Texas Tech is balling, which is cool because it adds a lot of parity to college football. And it's not just the same teams that's always in the college football playoff or the national championship hunt.
Yeah, so absolutely too. So you talk about the Big 12. It's funny how we're actually sitting here having this conversation today because I sat with Big E down at Big 12 Media Days in Dallas, Texas, and I was gathering his kind of thoughts about the partnership and how exciting it would be to kind of see where this partnership grows. And he kind of suggested to me, Angelo, about a WWE bowl game. Just give your thoughts about that. How cool would that be able to see in the near future?
That'd be dope. Hey, yo, sign me up for it. I'll definitely go watch that game, man. If WWE Bowl game. I mean, now we got to figure out like what kind of trophy we getting. Are we trying to go like the Pop Tart Bowl or something like
I
that?
think
Like,
I think a belt would be legit for that. Mistake
yeah,
me if I'm wrong. A WWE belt would be pretty cool. Like they have the conference championship ones now, but I think you would have to go with the belt, right?
yeah, you got to go with the title, man. You have to. Like that'd be dope. WWE Bowl.
It,
Hey,
it,
I
it would
agree.
go hard.
Hey,
It would go hard.
I would definitely agree with Big E on that. And like it's funny because me and him and one of our camera guys, Grogan, like we're in a group chat together. So that's all we're talking about is college ball anyway. So like, man, nah, I agree with him on that.
Yeah, so obviously, while you were wrestling on that Friday night, it was kind of different in years past. Last year, when WWE came to Cincinnati, you saw the picture of guys like Dante Corleone, Joe Royer, Gavin Gerhardt all sitting ringside with the belt. I don't think they were able to experience that this year with the team playing the very next day, but how cool was it to see that picture if you've been able to see it so far?
Oh, man, it's been dope, man. I'm happy that those guys had a great time and obviously got to experience it at that point in time. I actually, I was like, hey, y'all going to the show tonight? They was like, nah, we got to go to the hotel, bro. We got to get ready for this game tomorrow. And I was like, true, true, touche. And but nah, man, it was dope to see those guys there. I know they're big fans of WWE as well. As well, we're big fans of them, and their their play and all that stuff. We like the way that they go about things, and obviously they're big fans. Hopefully, they can come over here. You know what I'm saying, to a couple more shows.
Yeah, so obviously, speaking about that trip to Cincinnati there for that game, you were able to check out the new facilities there and kind of sit with Coach Satterfield, Dante Corleone, Gavin Gerhardt, get that tour of that facility. What were your thoughts about that new facility there? Obviously, $135 million. What were your initial thoughts when you walked in that building?
I was asking if I had any eligibility left. No,
Yes.
man, that facility was dope, man. Top notch. Obviously, what they said when I was there, when I was taking a tour of it, they said it was what, open 3 months.
Yeah, it opened in June.
So like, man, that's super dope, man. The fact that like that lets you know like right there, like the pockets are growing, you know what I'm saying? The funds are getting bigger and bigger so you can invest in your football program, in your in your athletic program. And they're top like one of the top-notch facilities in all of college football and don't sleep on it because I was at an awe when I was walking around. I'm like, yo, this is super dope, man. This is super dope.
Yeah, and then you were able to spend some time with Dante Corleone, Gavin Gerhardt. Walk us through what that was like. Obviously, both of those guys have been around college football for the last 5 to 6 years. Walk us
Mhm.
through what that was like. Obviously, how cool it was to see Dante Corleone, which I'm not sure if you noticed this or not, but Dante, Gavin, and Sorsby are all pretty big WWE fans. So I don't know if you had the
Telling
interaction
me
with that.
Yeah, nah, they were telling me Dante's actually DM'd me a couple times, and it's like super dope because like there's like a part of me that's just like, dang, bro, like obviously I'm big fans of these guys and these like college athletes and stuff like that. So like when they hit me up and they're like, hey man, we big fans of you, I'm like, oh, all right, cool. Heck yeah, man, thank you. But nah, man, it was super dope to kick with those guys for a minute. They're super cool, super nice, super chill. I was low key trying to recruit them to come over here to the WWE when they done. Don't know if they might, but hey, the door is open. But nah, man, those guys were super cool. Dante and Gavin, all those guys, man. They opened up their home to me, and I was just like, yo, this is super dope.
Yeah, and you mentioned earlier when you were walking down the tunnel, some of those guys were getting you hyped up. Safe to say Gavin and Dante were probably the two leading the charge there and getting you riled up for that walk out the tunnel.
Oh yeah, man. Nah, man. They were, bruh, the juice flowing throughout the whole team that was getting ready for that game was just insane. It was elite, bro. It was off the chains. And like I was like, dang, I gotta bring this energy too. So like obviously that woke me up. Hopefully it woke them up. Obviously it did because they got the big dub. And it was just super fun to just walk out there.
Yeah, and obviously too, you were able to sit down with Coach Satterfield as well for a little bit. For those who haven't got to see the personable side of Coach Satterfield, walk us through what he was like. We know he likes to golf a little bit and get out in the community, but what was that like for you to be able to kind of pick and sit and pick his brains a little bit about everything, life, football, WWE. How was that like?
Oh man, it was super cool. The first thing he said was, "Hey, you ready to set the tone? You ready to set the tone for this weekend?" I was like, "Absolutely. You already know." But nah, I mean, he was super. Coach was super chill. He was super chill. He was super relaxed. You could tell like he's been in this moment before. So like obviously getting ready for a big game like that, number 14 team in the nation coming in. So like you gotta where's your mind at? Where's your focus at? Like some coaches are super like uptight and very serious. He was super chill. It was just another day in the ballpark for him. You know what I'm saying? And like that was super dope. We was just talking about the weekend and how he was getting ready to go out there. He wanted to get this big dub. Obviously, super excited to have me. And he was watching Friday Night SmackDown that night.
Yeah, so for those listening, this is the Bearcats Blitz podcast here presented on the Believe Network, presented by FanDuel Sportsbooks. Angelo, walk us through what that was like after the game, right? That final whistle blows, the field starts storming. What was that like, and where were you when the field got rushed?
Actually, I kind of ran on the field with everybody myself. Honestly, I was like, "Oh, they about to storm the field. Oh yeah, I ain't missing this, dog." I looked because my little brother was with me too, so I looked, I was like, "Yeah, I'm running on the field, bro. I ain't even gonna hold you, dog." But no, man, the fact that like being a part of something like that, that's my first time ever being a part of a field storm. So like that was dope in itself. It was like one of them bucket list things in itself. And like obviously you could tell the whole student section, the whole stadium was rocking. Student section was really rocking. So you could tell they were waiting. I remember a couple of them was trying to make bets with the security, the police officers. They was gonna rip the goalposts down, and it was like it was funny because the police officers was like, "All right, bet, we'll see."
Yeah,
Like they,
and then you see all the cops surrounding the goalpost and everything
oh
too.
man, that was elite blocking right there. You know what I'm saying? I might want to put them on the Bengals right now.
So speaking of that time here in Cincinnati, obviously a great experience. Now let's take the next step. I do want to ask if any college football player right now, who are some of the guys that you would like to see come to the WWE when maybe football ends down the line, or if they don't make the NFL per se? I mean, a good one that would stand out to me is Caden Proctor from Alabama. Obviously, he's got a big future ahead of him, but seeing his athleticism, I mean, heck, they're throwing him screen routes down there. I don't know how you stop that, but overall, to see a guy like his athleticism, who are some college football players you would like to see in the WWE ring in the future?
All right, then to go to Godfather, obviously Dante. Um, let's see. Definitely will like to see. Hmm. What's his face from Vanderbilt, the quarterback,
Diego Pavia.
Pavia. Yup, he's definitely got the personality for it. Got to go Jeremiah Smith just because he's a specimen in itself. Uh, and who else? Who else? Uh, Carson Beck.
Okay, I
Carson
respect
Beck
that.
would be Carson. I feel like Carson Beck would fit right into that mode just because went to Miami, got a taste of that Miami life, bring that Miami life to the WWE. It'd be all good from there, bro. Uh, man, who else? Uh, man, this is tough. Can I go coaches too?
Yeah, heck yeah.
I gotta get Lane Kiffin. I gotta get Lane Kiffin.
Okay.
I gotta get Cincinnati from
Yeah,
Indiana. Uh, man, who? Kirby Smart.
I was about to say, would Kirby be in that conversation?
Kirby would definitely, man. You see what he did the other day?
I
He
sure
talking
did.
about calling timeout, and he said, "I ain't calling timeout. I was clapping. I was clapping. I was like, bro, you go right there, man. Arch Manning, bro, Arch Manning. I can't believe that name even slipped out of my head right there. Arch Manning, bro. He definitely would be great in the WWE. Like just because like just personality alone and like how he operates and stuff like that. Whew, man, there's a bunch of players, man. that I feel like that'll be great for WWE and it'll be dope. Like obviously, if the NFL doesn't work out or whatever, they come on over to the E.
Yeah, so speaking of obviously kind of following back to your trip to Cincinnati, and we're talking about guys in the WWE, a guy who comes to my mind from the Cincinnati coaching staff would be strength and conditioning coach Nico Palizzetti. I don't know if you were able to kind of sit down and meet with him while you were on campus. Were you able to kind of sit down with Coach Nico at all?
I don't think I was able to know. I think I
Oh, Coach
like we
Nico
like
could
should
get you ready
like
to
we
run
met
through a
and
brick
then
wall.
just keep going. What'd you say?
Coach Nico could get you ready to run through a brick wall, man.
Hey, yo, hey, we need that. We need that.
Yeah, Coach Nico. Yeah, that dude. I swear he wakes up and he don't need coffee or anything. He's ready to go probably by 5 a.m. He'll get you ready to run through a wall. So
Already got that juice. I like it.
yeah, he's got that walk. He kind of walks too. He's like, yeah, I'm a porterhouse. Like I'm big specimen. Like he knows what he's doing. He knows what he's doing too. So I could see him being a good fit for the WWE as well. So
Okay.
all right, my final few minutes for you here before I let you get back to your busy life here as a WWE superstar. You mentioned the Bengals earlier. They got a big one on Thursday night. What's your predictions on this matchup versus the Steelers? Obviously, they're in a rough spot right now, but how do you feel heading into Thursday?
I feel very optimistic. It seems like Joe Flacco has a pretty good grasp of the playbook now, so we don't have to put the training wheels on him. So I look, I'll give Zach Taylor the benefit of the doubt because that first half was very, very bad. But I also think he was trying to keep it super simple at first. And
Yeah,
then the second half, the wheels kind of like
came
the
off a
training
little bit.
wheels came off, and then Joe Flacco, they started driving. And I'm like, bro, why can't we do this in the first half of the game? And then, like, the only crappy part was our defense been on the field so much that they were playing good, and then they just ended up just plummeting bad. Obviously, Trey Hendrickson going down, that was a big,
That
big
was a big
blow.
deal.
But I think we take the training wheels off Joe Flacco. It seems like Mike Tomlin's very scared of Joe Flacco for some crazy reason. Because last year when Flacco was on the Colts, he said to the defense, "Hey, y'all keep AR in the game, all right? Y'all keep him upright. Y'all better not hurt him. Y'all better not hurt him, because we do not want to see Joe Flacco in at quarterback." Keep AR in the game. And then obviously he felt some type of way about the trade that just happened last week between the Browns and the Bengals. So I'm hoping that's for our benefit and Joe Flacco goes out there and turns into 2012 Baltimore Joe Flacco. You know what I'm saying? Gunslinging Flacco. That's what I want to see. I want to see that. And obviously I think our defense, because Aaron Rodgers, even though he is a quarterback on my fantasy team right now because we're running a two quarterback league. I didn't have anybody else, but but like even though he's playing pretty good right now, I think he's due for a real bad game, and I hope the defense, hopefully Trey Hendrickson is able to play in this game, or and like obviously everybody else just steps up and just plays their heart out because this is a gotta have it game. If we don't get this game, then I feel like the season's a wash, and we're just going to have to get ready for next year and hopefully get a really good pick.
Awesome. What's your score prediction for Thursday night?
I got Bengals 31-28.
Okay. Okay. I was about to say it's definitely going to come down to a field goal on Thursday night. So,
Oh yeah.
but yeah, so Angelo, that's all I got for you. So I really appreciate you taking the time, man. This has been awesome. It's been great sitting to know you, get to hear how your visit went to Cincinnati and what life is like as a WWE superstar. So continue to represent the 513 in the Cincinnati area as best as you know how to do it, man. Everyone's
Oh yeah.
taking notice. So appreciate you. Before we get out of here, tell people where they can find you at on whether that's social media or on the WWE as well.
So you can find me obviously Friday night SmackDown. I wrestle on Friday nights at 8 o'clock Eastern on the USA Network. So if you ain't got nothing to do, go on ahead, tune in. If I'm in your town, go on ahead, shoot through. But tune in to SmackDown at 8 o'clock. Obviously, my Twitter or X, my X account is at Angelo Dawkins, and then my Instagram is at adocs_COG. So if give your boy a follow, I might follow you back. You know what I'm saying? But hey, thank you guys for the support. And always remember, we want the smoke.
Awesome. I appreciate you, man. This is awesome. So let you get
Thank
out
you.
of here again. So just thank you again for taking the time, man.
Thank you for having me, fam.
Awesome.